Was Battlefield 3 more fun than Battlefield 4? That is the topic I want to discuss with you guys today. Now, I'm going to try my best not to talk too much about the bugs with Battlefield 4. I know those bugs really can have a profound effect on the amount of fun you can get out of Battlefield 4, but I'm going to try and put those to one side as best I can and do it as sort of a more rounded view of the fun you can get from Battlefield 4 when it's working right, you know, when you're getting a nice performance, when there's as few one-hit kill bugs as possible. And also look further down the line as well at the potential fun Battlefield 4 can deliver further down the line. So I'm going to start by looking at the core game modes we had with both games, you know, the game modes you can compare between the two. So I'll start with things like, you know, Team Deathmatch. Was Team Deathmatch more fun on Battlefield 3 or was it more fun on Battlefield 4? Now in this game mode, in this instance, for me the vote has to go to Battlefield 3. I thought Team Deathmatch was more fun on Battlefield 3. I don't know what's changed about it, but for some reason on Battlefield 4 it seems to be the team that can hide the best and be the sneakiest team, camp better, wins, and it wasn't as bad as that on Battlefield 3, so it was more fun. Domination, for me, hands down goes to Battlefield 4. I think it is more fun on Battlefield 4 because on Battlefield 3 you had some great domination maps in Zebra Tower and Donya Fortress, and it would have been great to see those on Battlefield 4. But the other two weren't that great and you were limited to those 4 maps. On Battlefield 4 you can play domination on every map and it works really, really well on, I'd say, perhaps 80-90% of the maps. So for me, domination, the victory goes to Battlefield 4 for that one. Now in terms of the bigger game modes, you know, you've got Conquest, and that's quite a tight one, but I think I probably had more fun playing Conquest on Battlefield 3. Just because I preferred the base maps, you know, things like Sen Crossing, Grand Bazaar, Damavand Peak, the Aftermath maps, you know, there were more maps that I preferred to play Conquest on. On Battlefield 4, the maps tend to be just too big for me. You know, I don't enjoy them as much because the maps are absolutely massive and they seem to force you into vehicular combat. That sounds really weird saying that, but I'm pretty sure that's the right word for it. And I like to play as infantry, and for me, you had more impact and you could do more and get between objectives without getting destroyed and turned into a pancake by a giant vehicle much easier on Battlefield 3. There's some great examples of good Battlefield 4 Conquest maps. You know, I think Zavod 311 is a great example of one of those. That is a good Conquest map. But for me, I think I had more fun playing Conquest on Battlefield 3. Whether that is down to the issues or not, I'm not sure. And for Rush, again, that's a hands down victory to Battlefield 3. Battlefield 4 Rush just seems very, very unbalanced. There's been many people made videos about this, and very few people now play Rush on Battlefield 4 because it's just not fun. I don't really enjoy Rush on Battlefield 4. I wasn't a huge fan of it on Battlefield 3, but I could enjoy it when I had a group. On Battlefield 4 it can be very frustrating. And Capture the Flag as well. Again, I think Capture the Flag may have to go to Battlefield 3. Capturing flags on dirt bikes and you know, flying across the abandoned flats with a flag was pretty epic. But on those game modes that are shared between the two, I do think I had more fun on Battlefield 3 playing those game modes. However, things like Obliteration, I think Obliteration is very, very fun, although you very rarely see it on my channel. It's not a game mode that I always do particularly well enough on, and it doesn't seem to be fluid as things like Domination. You know, I like to have nice, fast-paced, fluid gameplay. I don't get that as much on Obliteration. Every time I played that, me and my friends have had such a good laugh, had really good fun, and not taken it too seriously. So Obliteration does bring the fun factor back to Battlefield 4. But one thing I would really like to see is what you can see in the background here. That is Scavenger Mode. That is still my favourite game mode of the Battlefield franchise. I loved Scavenger Mode, and I was under the impression this was going to be in Battlefield 4 at some point, so I hope it will do. And with that DLC you got Scavenger in Aftermath, and then you got the Crossbow, which allowed for some really fun servers. You know, you had servers which were knife and crossbow only on Noshaar Canals. You get 64 men doing that and it was chaos, but it was just good fun. And for me, things like that are lacking from Battlefield 4. Every server seems pretty serious. You know, you can get pistol-only servers, you can get knife-only servers. You know, that they are quite common, but things like the crossbow just to me indicated that a little bit more fun factor. It was just good fun to get out your crossbow and go to war with other guys using that same weapon. So if I had to pick one of the two, at the moment, Battlefield 3 is more fun for me, and that may be due to the fact that I can't always enjoy Battlefield 4 because of the bugs and how inconsistent the online experience of Battlefield 4 is. Try not to talk about the bugs, but that has a massive impact. But the base game modes as well, for me, were probably more fun on Battlefield 3. However, I do think Battlefield 4 is going to take a massive step forward with the next DLC, with Carrier Assault Mode or Titan Mode. That sounds fun. That sounds like the giant space battles you had on Star Wars Battlefront but in the sea. You can take the carrier out from either inside or outside and you have to battle your way through. That sounds fun. So with that, we could get the fun factor back with Battlefield 4, and perhaps over the course of its development as the game becomes smoother, and if we do see things like Scavenger Mode come back, we can then start to have that same fun factor that I felt in Battlefield 3. Now this is not me saying I don't like Battlefield 4, I do really like it, and I do enjoy playing it, you know, it's not something that bores me, but when I go on Battlefield 3, I do tend to have a bit more fun, and it doesn't seem as serious. So, I want to get your opinions as well. You know, this is quite a hot topic. Did you have more fun on Battlefield 3, or are you enjoying Battlefield 4 more? I know some of you out there will enjoy Battlefield 4 more, and I can see why. The game itself is a great game with great potential. It just needs to be finished, essentially. But yes, leave me your thoughts down below. And I think it's probably time for a new dog tag giveaway as well. So if you hit like, leave a comment, or do the same on Facebook and Twitter, I'll stick you in the draw for some Battlefield 4 physical dog tags. But until next time, you guys take care of yourselves, and I hope to see you all very soon.